Honestly, I could use this for some Chloe Ting. Alright, so today is Foundation Friday. This is where I try out new foundation every single Friday on my channel, 6 p.m. Pacific time. So I was doing my foundation scroll on Sephora. I always check to just see if there's any new foundations or just ones I've never heard of, and I came across this guy, which is not new, but I had never heard of it. It's the Guerlain Lit Essentiel Natural Glow 16-Hour Wear Foundation with SPF 20. Can we talk about how beautiful this bottle is? I feel like it needs to be in a museum. It is quite heavy. Could double as a paperweight. I review tons of drugstore foundations on my channel, tons of drugstore products in general, but every now and then I like to review a high-end product just to see if it is something that could potentially be worth your money, or some people like just buying high-end makeup and don't like buying drugstore makeup. So this foundation is not a cheap one. This retails for $60. Quite a pricey foundation. It has 1 fluid ounce of product and it comes in 30 shades. The lightest shades start in 00 and I got 01N, so I did not pick out the lightest one, but you guys will see the shade when we do the application. But I will still do swatches in a second. But the description of this says a long-wearing, award-winning liquid foundation with 97% naturally derived ingredients, buildable coverage, natural glow finish. Becomes one with the skin, looks perfected, luminous, and fresh. So I'm going to start swatches here so you can see what the shade 01N looks like next to some of my other foundation shades. Alright, so I'm filming swatches for 3 different videos on the same day right now, so we have a lot of foundation swatches happening. So right here is the Guerlain foundation in the shade 01N. As you can see, this one has a pretty kind of like orangey tan kind of undertone to it. It's obviously darker than some of them too, but just the undertone is a little bit different. So right here is Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk in 3.75. Here's Giorgio Armani Neo Nude in 3. Right here are 3 Danessa Myricks, 01, 02, and 04. Estee Lauder Futurist in 1 and 0. L'Oreal Infallible in 400. And Urban Decay Stay Naked in 20 NN. So if you're excited for Foundation Friday and you enjoy while you're watching, you can give this a thumbs up. If you're new here, I upload every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6 p.m. Pacific time. I am running out of breath. I challenge everyone at home watching right now to just sit there and try and pose different faces for a potential thumbnail, and you'll realize just how weird it is. You're sitting in a room by yourself, making faces. Alright, so it's 10:14 in the morning when we're starting this. $60 box right here. I have not looked at the shade yet, so I'm hoping I picked a good one. It might be a little dark. Maybe I should have gone with the 00. I haven't done swatches yet, but can we talk about this bottle? What the heck? I don't know if you can tell, but it is like, it's tilted. So I'm gonna shake this up just in case. I do have a couple breakouts right now, something I used a couple of days ago. So like always, I'm gonna do half my face with a brush. This is the e.l.f. Ultimate Blending, and then half my face with a damp LA Girl sponge. Whoa, the thing just popped off. Now it's not staying on there. Okay, my thing, I'm trying to like push it down and turn it and stuff. It's just fully coming off. Nothing like $60 packaging with a faulty pump. There's the shade. I think I might have gone a little dark. Let's try the brush first on this side of my face. Oops. Definitely went too dark. It does have a weird scent. It smells fragrance, but almost like unintentionally fragrance. It does say it's from mostly natural ingredients, so it might just be one of those. Okay, I'm definitely gonna have to get a different shade if I like this formula, so I'm gonna bring this all the way down. It's always hard to tell. Sometimes I'm the lightest shade, sometimes now I'm the second to lightest shade, and I do always look up swatches, but I don't get it perfect every time, you know? It's looking really pretty though. Oh, that is looking so pretty. Wow, it almost just like melted into my skin really nicely. Wasn't sure at the beginning, but once I continued to blend, yeah, it did just like melt in. So I'm gonna cover my whole neck with this. Oh, heck yeah, that's looking nice. Oops, I just got a lot. Okay, I'm gonna bring that across with the brush, and then we will smooth it out with the sponge over top. It does say this one is supposed to be buildable. It almost feels like a little bit cooling on the skin. It feels kind of refreshing when it goes on. So I'm gonna take a tiny bit on a sponge and just go over mostly right between my eyebrows, since it does look a little bit textured there. Okay, I feel like I got way better coverage down here than I did on my forehead. It looks like light coverage here and then medium coverage down here. Let's first try a sponge on this side, and then I'll probably have to add a little bit more on my forehead just to even everything out maybe. Okay, nothing out of the ordinary for me because this is usually what happens, but I definitely got I would say sheer coverage with the sponge, a light coverage on my forehead, and medium coverage over here. So for me, I do prefer a brush, so I'm going to go in. And I feel like the finish on the brush side was so nice that I wouldn't even have to smooth this one over with a sponge. I think I would just straight up go in with the brush to start. I can't put my finger on this scent. It doesn't quite smell fragranced. It just does have like a weird smell to it, which I would rather have no fragrance and have a weird scent than have an artificial fragrance. So it doesn't say fragrance free on there, but if that is the case, that there isn't added fragrance, then I would prefer that. It's looking really pretty. So because I have more coverage happening down here for whatever reason, I'm gonna add a little bit more on my forehead. And I also am curious to see if it is buildable like they say. Okay, it is buildable. I'm getting more coverage on my forehead. If you wanted to shear it out, you could use less product or use a sponge, but I do like a brush for sure the best. It doesn't sit amazing on me right here. This is where I usually get some, oops, just flipped you off. This is where I usually get some texture. So I'm just gonna press again. Okay, that's helping. So as you can see, my zit right here is fully coming through. So I'm gonna take a little bit of spot concealer just right there because I feel like that's all I'm gonna notice today if I don't spot conceal that. So I'm just gonna use the NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer. Just add a little bit right here and then use my finger to blend it out. And a tiny bit on this as well. It is looking really, really pretty. It has a dewy finish. It feels very comfortable on the skin. Iced coffee is making weird noises. If you want to know the best iced coffee recipe, check out my vlog. I'll link it in the eye down below. It just looks very, very smooth and like flattering on the skin. If I do like how this foundation wears, I would definitely have to get a lighter shade of this. So I'd probably have to get 00N. Maybe I could use this one if I have self-tanner on though, I don't know. Right now it is 10:25. I think I'm just gonna do kind of natural makeup today. We'll see how that goes. Sometimes I say that and then I end up with a full winged liner, so we will see what the future holds, but I'll be right back. Okay, so it is now 10:48, but we're calling the check-in time at 10:30 since that's when I finished up with my face. I looked at it in natural lighting. I took a little peek. You guys will see it in a second, but it looks amazing. It looks even better in natural lighting, I feel like. Literally just looks like skin. It is one of those foundations that just melts into your skin and looks so pretty. But I actually did a full cream look. I didn't use any powder because I was just loving the way that this looked and I didn't want to add any powder. I don't know. It is one of those foundations that I feel like if you're someone who likes dewy skin and you normally wear cream products, I mean, we'll see how it wears throughout the day, but so far it is just looking so beautiful. Literally no complaints right now. It's also looking really nice around my pores, around my nose. So on the rest of my face for makeup, I'm still trying to make this work. So this is the Fenty cream in the shade Amber. This is just a no for me. It definitely blends out better. I tried this in a first impression video on top of other foundation. It was a total fail. I just think the color is so extremely gray and I don't like the formula of this enough to purchase the shade up that's more of like a bronzer. This one's supposed to be more of a contour. I just don't love the formula, so I don't think I'm going to purchase the other shade. Used Glossier Cloud Paint in the shade Dusk, which is so beautiful. This has quickly become one of my go-to blushes. I did a full face using Glossier, and then I used Flesh Startle, which is also one of my favorite cream highlighters. It just looks like wet, dewy skin. For eye makeup, I guess I did end up with kind of a wing. I just used eyeshadow because I'm still testing black shadows. What is that? So I just used the Anastasia black shadow in the shade Noir, and then I used my Makeup Geek palette just for kind of like basic matte shades. Oh, I also tried a different mascara. I haven't used this before. It's the Almay Multi Benefits mascara. This one is like CoverGirl Exhibitionist, but more natural. So if you're someone who likes a really natural mascara, you might like this one. I felt like I had to kind of layer it with another one because I just wasn't getting as black and as dramatic as I usually like. So I layered it with CoverGirl Exhibitionist Uncensored. Wouldn't layer those again. I don't think this one's going to be one that I really reach for a lot. And then for lips, I used Sephora #1 liner mixed with Alamar Cosmetics lip gloss in the shade Chula. So I'm going to go show you guys what this looks like in natural lighting and we'll do a flash test. All right, so I'm in front of the window in natural lighting. I swear when I'm in front of the window in this room versus in the other room, in front of the window, it looks totally different. So I'm gonna pop over there too in a second, but I think it looks so pretty. It does just look very fresh, which is what they said in the description. And it also said it's like one with your skin, and I totally feel that. It looks very just naturally glowy, radiant. Just looks like you have really nice skin, basically. So here's the flash test. This one does have SPF 20, so we'll see if it has flashback. Okay, so I don't think it looks bad in flash, but the finish doesn't look particularly good. It doesn't look like it has a major bounce back, so I don't know if this is one I would recommend for like your wedding or something. But let me go pop over to the other room real quick and we can see what it looks like there in natural lighting. See, doesn't it look kind of different under this lighting? It looks like dewier or something. I'm still just in front of the window over here, folks, so I don't know. It just looks really nice up close too, like over my pores and also just over texture. Just looks really, really pretty. But I'm about to film a second video right now, and then I will be back in a few hours to check in back in natural lighting. All right, so it's about 2:30, so the foundation's been on for 5 hours. Let's take a look. Okay, so I still think it looks good. I'm definitely glowy. I personally like this level of glow. Might be too much for some people, but as of right now, I'm liking it. We'll see how it looks by the end of the night. But overall, yeah, I'm liking it. I think it looks nice, and obviously it looks a little bit orange because of the shade, but I think if I had the correct shade, I would like it even more right now. But I think just overall it is still looking very healthy, very natural. No complaints right now. If you don't like dewy foundations, you definitely wouldn't like this one, but I do, and I'm liking it. By the way, this Anastasia black shadow I think is transferring less than a couple of the others I've tried. Doesn't seem to be transferring up at all yet, 6 hours in, so that's a bonus too. I'll see you at the end of the night for the last check-in. All right, so it's now 8:26, so the foundation's been on for 10 hours. So for 10 hours and wearing no powders today at all, I think overall it looks pretty good. I don't think it's changed a whole lot since the last check-in from what I can remember. It definitely looks super dewy, but I think it just looks like healthy, plump kind of dewy. It almost reminds me a little bit of Estee Lauder Futurist. The feel to me is different than Estee Lauder Futurist, but just the overall look kind of reminds me of Estee Lauder. I like how this one wears. I think I would get the right shade in this one because I think it's really pretty, especially if I want to do another like all cream kind of look like this. I just think it looks pretty nice. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Not getting bad creasing anywhere. Update on that mascara. It's definitely flaking off. Had to like brush off the mascara underneath my eyes, so I don't know about that one. But if you've tried the Guerlain foundation, let me know what you think down below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. If you did, you can give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, I upload every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6 p.m. Pacific time. I love you guys. Thanks for watching. See you in my next video.